Alright, so for my token Beatdown deck, I only made this deck because I saw Scapegoat going to 3, and now that he's at 3, it can be run more effectively. Now, anyways, I'll just go through the card list and I'll explain how it works. First up, we have triple Tangrisner, the Nordic Beast, 1 Dandelion, triple Jirax Darako, triple Cloudian Sheepcloud, triple Creature Swap, double Token Sunday, triple Terraform, double Fires of Doomsday, triple Scapegoat, 1 Seal, triple Fake Trap, 1 Bottomless, 1 Starlight, 1 Compulse, triple Token Stampede, triple Skill Drain, and triple Attack the Cornered Rat. The extra deck is just a whole bunch of random Synchro monsters. Except I actually put really good ones in here, so they're not all half bad. The only card you actually could probably use is Stardust, but with Seal you can't special summon from your extra deck anyway, so you probably won't bring them out even if you do use Starlight Road. This is only here just so that your opponent sees you have a 15-card deck. That way it's all about the deception at the beginning of the match where you don't want your opponent to know what kind of deck you're running. So you need to have 15 cards in your extra deck even if you don't go for Synchros or XYZ summons. The side deck is just filled with cards I thought might work in the deck well. And through lots of playtesting, I found that this is probably the best setup, where you have monsters that get destroyed by battle to bring out 2 tokens, plus Fires of Doomsday, plus Scapegoat. Now, the thing with Token Stampede is you only get the effect if they're all in attack mode. And the reason you can't use Black Garden is because it affects all tokens on the field. So if you gave your opponent a token through Black Garden's effect, it would gain 1,000 attack and wouldn't be able to be destroyed by battle. So it would have 1,800 attack and would probably kill you that way. So sadly you can't use Black Garden because that card's really good. As an alternative, I have Seal of Orcon the Gulls. I can't say its name either. I'm really bad with a lot of these names. Triple Terraform's probably overkill for it, but I might end up just taking these cards out altogether. But it seems to work so far. The main reason I used it is because it increases all their attack by 500. Because that's really good for Attack of the Cornered Rat. You want one other way besides just Token Stampede to increase their attack, because they all have 0 attack. That way you can actually use Attack of the Cornered Rat besides Token Stampede, and I had that one. I might just replace this though with a Banner of Courage, since that does the exact same thing pretty much, increases all their attack by 200. I'm testing this one out because its second effect is actually really good, because if you steal a monster through Creature Swap, they can only target that monster for an attack since they can't target all your low attack monster tokens, since your opponent can't target any of your monsters for an attack with lowest attack. And that second effect has actually saved me a couple times in this deck, so it's still earned its place, but you don't want to. It also destroys all your special summon monsters, so make sure you use it before you get out the tokens. All of these cards have pretty much the same effect. When they're destroyed by battle, except this one can be sent to the graveyard by anyway. The other ones are all destroyed by battle. You special summon out 2 tokens with 0 attack, 0 defense. These ones bring out level 1s, and this one brings out level 3s. You need them all to be below level 3 in order to use Attack of the Cornered Rat. Because what this does is, when they attack or are attacked, pay life points in multiples of 100 to decrease your opponent's attack by that much. Usually you want to pay the maximum amount to do as much life point damage to your opponent, but you might run out of life points really quickly that way. It's really up to your discretion, since you do want to use Skill Drain, which pays 1,000 life points to activate its effect. Skill Drain's great in this deck because no tokens actually have effects. Even if it's given an effect, it's still treated as a normal monster. That's why it's able to be used with Attack of the Cornered Rat and Amulet of Ambition. But Amulet of Ambition doesn't really work in this deck because of XYZ monsters. While this one does work on them, Amulet of Ambition doesn't increase your attack against XYZ monsters. Oh, I don't have any kind of spell effect negation. Oh, never mind, Skill Drain. What was I thinking? I was like, why don't I have a Fiendish Chain or a Breakthrough skill in this deck? And I was like, oh yeah, because Skill Drain. Anyways, Fake Trap. With you not really needing Starlight Road anymore because you don't have to worry about Heavy Storm. Fake Trap is a card I've been using a lot in a lot of my decks anyway, before they banned Heavy Storm anyway. Since a lot of decks are going to be using MSTs now, Fake Trap can be used to protect your skill drain, attack, or token stampede, since you substitute it for being destroyed. So, say your opponent activated a Heavy Storm if it was still alive, and you had 5 trap cards face down. You could activate Fake Trap, and it would take the place of all the other cards. So there is no limit on the amount of trap cards it saves. But it doesn't save your spell cards. That's why people would usually use Starlight Road better, because they'd set spells. But Seal of Volcanic Ghosts protects itself. Once per turn, it can't be destroyed, so you're fine with that. Seal usually never goes away. Fake Trap, however, is great for protecting all your other traps, because it's pretty much a substitute. Your opponent chooses Skill Drain as a target, activate Fake Trap, and it gets destroyed instead. Your opponent uses a card that destroys 2 of your trap cards. Activate Fake Trap. Only Fake Trap will get destroyed, even if it's targeted. It's really good in this deck since you rely on your trap cards for this deck. Without Token Stampede or Attack the Cornered Rat, there isn't really a way to win with this deck.